Imagine this. You go to sleep speaking one language, and when you wake up, you're speaking an entirely different one. No, this isn't a scene from a science fiction movie, but a real-life phenomenon that has left doctors and psychologists scratching their heads. Can the human brain actually change overnight? Let's explore the strange cases of people who wake up speaking a new language. Welcome to Gnosis Arc. In today's video, we're diving into an incredible phenomenon, foreign accent syndrome, a condition where people unexpectedly start speaking with an accent or even a language they've never learned. It sounds impossible, doesn't it? But the truth behind these cases might be even stranger than we think. FAS, or foreign accent syndrome, is a rare neurological condition where patients suddenly begin to speak with a foreign accent, or in some cases, an entirely different language. It's often triggered by brain injuries, strokes, or traumatic events that affect the speech center in the brain. But what about those who experience complete language changes without any apparent cause? One of the most famous cases is that of Sarah Colwell, a woman from the UK who woke up after a stroke speaking with a Chinese accent despite having never been to China. This case made headlines worldwide, but it's not the only one. Another fascinating case involves a woman who began speaking Spanish fluently after a traumatic accident, despite never having studied the language before. How does someone suddenly speak fluently in a language they've never learned? Can the brain somehow unlock a language without us knowing? Experts believe these cases might be connected to something deeper in the brain, like accessing dormant memories or abilities that were never fully developed. It's a mystery that scientists are still working to understand. So, what's happening in the brain? According to neurologists, brain plasticity plays a huge role. Our brains are constantly rewiring themselves, especially after injury or trauma. This means that sometimes, when a part of the brain responsible for language is damaged, the brain may reorganize itself and allow different regions to take over, sometimes leading to the emergence of new languages or accents. However, language experts argue that what's happening might not be as magical as it seems. Some of these cases could be the result of suggestibility or unconscious learning. Could it be that these individuals had exposure to the new language without realizing it? Perhaps they overheard conversations or watched media in that language, and their brains absorbed it on a subconscious level. Psychologically speaking, some experts suggest that these cases could be linked to dissociation, a mental state where the mind disconnects from the present moment, often as a way to cope with trauma. This could explain how someone wakes up speaking a different language, essentially reprogramming their brain under extreme stress. In some rare cases, patients might even start speaking in a dialect or accent from their ancestors, leading researchers to explore the possibility of genetic memory or deeply embedded ancestral knowledge. But here's the twist. While many accept these cases as genuine, others argue they're the result of psychological disorders like somatic symptom disorder or simply misunderstandings. Are these people truly speaking a new language, or is their perception distorted by trauma or stress? In fact, linguists point out that most individuals who experience foreign accent syndrome don't actually speak the new language fluently. Instead, they speak with an accent that sounds foreign to others, even if the language itself isn't fully understood. Whether or not these cases are real, they certainly raise interesting questions about the brain's potential. Could it be that our minds are capable of much more than we realize? Or are these mysterious cases simply the result of unconscious psychological processes? One thing is certain: the human brain remains one of the most complex and fascinating aspects of our existence. As scientists continue to study these strange cases, we might discover more about how the mind works and the limits of human potential. So, what do you think? Do you believe these cases are real, or is there a more logical explanation? Let me know in the comments below.